This person thought they could act tough without any consequences. Well, think again. But still, no one does ignorance better than a Karen. She thought she was going to win that argument, but the guard shut it down hard. But wait, there was this other video which is even more epic.
Break one!
When the guard pushed back, her whole attitude changed. But hold on, the next one's going to leave you in shock. They thought they could mess with the guard like it was no big deal. But then, bam, instant shutdown. I mean, those guards aren't just standing there for show. They've got a job to do, and they do not play around. And here comes the next one. Oh wow, this person thought getting up close and personal was a good idea. The guard didn't even flinch before putting them in their place. I love how they go from all confident to totally stunned in like 2 seconds flat. Instant karma at its finest. And just when you thought people might learn, here's the next clip. They got way too close, and the guard was like, "Not today." That lightning-fast reaction was a real wake-up call. You'd think by now they'd know that royal guards aren't messing around.
Mate, stop feeding them, please. Stop feeding them. Stop feeding them. Please.
Oh, but it gets better. This one really thought they were invincible, waving stuff in the guard's face like it was no big deal.
Do not touch the reins! Stand clear! Stand clear!
And then, wham! The guard puts an end to it without even flinching. That was a top-tier reality check right there.
Move back! Oh my God! Move back! Keep that down!
Now watch this next one, because it's a whole new level of clueless. They thought stepping over that line was a casual decision. But the guard, they practically materialized out of nowhere to put a stop to it. Talk about learning boundaries the hard way.
Back to the King Lifer!
Here comes another gem. So, they decided it'd be smart to try and grab the guard. Huge mistake. That swift little move to break free, absolutely priceless. It's like they've got built-in radar for nonsense, and they just aren't having it. And here's a good one. They thought sneaking up on a guard was going to be funny. But nope, that guard didn't even bat an eye before putting them in their place.
You are handsome! Stop that!
It's like, nice try, but the guard is way ahead of you on that one. There's no getting past those instincts. Now for a classic, Trying to act tough in front of a guard? Really? They got close, and with just a step forward, the guard totally turned the tables. It's like, suddenly, all that bravado just vanished. You can almost see the regret.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
That guard wasn't playing around, but hang on, the next one's going to make you cringe even harder.
Stand back!
When the guard snapped back, you could see the regret. Just wait though. Here's one that cracks me up. They wanted a quick selfie, no big deal, except the guard wasn't having it.
Get back! Do not touch the way!
That little motion to back off, and suddenly they're scrambling. I swear, it's like the guards have this invisible shield of authority. It's awesome. Here's one that never gets old. They stepped up, all smug like they owned the place, but the guard was ready with that swift clapback.
Get out!
It's like they forgot these guards have zero tolerance for shenanigans. One look, and suddenly they're stumbling backward. Classic. Now, this next clip is something else. They thought they could casually stroll into the guard's space, but guess what?
Get back. Get back.
The guard didn't even break a sweat before shutting them down. You've got to love how effortlessly they handle these situations. Instant karma served cold.
Scary nose.
Get back to the King's Guard!
Oh, but wait for it. This person actually tried to poke at the guard, like it was some kind of game.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
They flipped the script so fast, it was like watching a scene from an action movie. It's almost like they were thinking, you messed with the wrong guard today.
Do not touch the King's Guard!
This next one is a personal favourite. They tried to pull a fast one, sneaking in close, and the guard wasn't having any of it.
It's fun, but he can't do nothing. He can't do.
Listen, he's doing his job. Don't be an idiot.
He can't do nothing.
First up, we've got Mike, and let me tell you, Mike might be the type who waits for the Queen's go, but no one's waiting for Mike's go at Common Sense. The number of times people like him test their luck with the Royal Guards is beyond me. It's like watching someone poke a bear and then act surprised when the bear growls.
Wait for the Queen's Guard!
You'd think by now people would realize that if you're gonna mess around with the guards, you're just setting yourself up for a verbal beatdown. Mike, how many times do you need to see someone cross the line before you get it? These guys aren't here for your amusement.
What? What you say? Wait for the Queen's Guard!
But no, Mike just had to push it, probably thinking he's the star of some reality TV prank show. The guard moves in like a silent storm. You can almost hear the internal panic in Mike's head.
Move what? Go on, stamp one more time. Go on, do it. Stamp one more time, go on. Stamp. Wait, huh? Go on. Wait for the Queen's Guard! Wait for the Queen's Guard! Say it to me one more time. Hey. Wait for the Queen's Guard!
Sorry, Mike. But once you hear that shout and see that look, it's game over. What did you expect, buddy? A pat on the back for your idiocy?
Right!
Il était bien. Merci, Franck. Merci. That was really hilarious.
You know the type. He walks up to the Queen's Guard like he's starring in some low-budget comedy sketch. He's got that swagger, that misplaced confidence, thinking he's about to make viral content.
Bang!
What he doesn't realize is that the guard is about to write him a reality check in all caps. The dude's over here buzzing around the guard like a fly, and the guard's just trying to stay professional, all stoic and composed. But here's the thing, everyone's got a limit, even a royal guard. And when the guard finally moves, oh man, it's glorious. You can practically see the shift in this guy's face from, haha, look at me, I'm funny, to, oh crap, this isn't a game. It's like the guard has a built-in fool detector that's been turned to max volume. It's the moment when the main character realizes he's not actually the main character. He's the fool in someone else's story. Pro tip, don't try to steal the spotlight from a guy whose job it is to stand still and ignore your nonsense. It's not gonna end well. The guard's shout hits like a thunderbolt, and just like that, our self-proclaimed star is left realizing he's about as relevant as a one-hit wonder.
Coming down, mine.
Karens of the world, always popping up where they don't belong, like a bad sequel no one asked for. This one's treating the Royal Guard like a theme park attraction, as if they're there just to amuse her.
Bye-bye!
So here she comes, probably thinking, oh, I'll get a cute picture with the guard. But the guard is thinking, lady, I'm not here for your Instagram feed. And let me tell you, when the guard steps forward with that intense stare, you just know Karen's about to get served a hot plate of humble pie. You can almost hear her inner monologue screaming, wait, this isn't how it's supposed to go. But that's the thing, Karen. It's not about what you want. The Royal Guard isn't Disneyland security. They're not going to let you mess around, block their path, or, God forbid, try to touch them. One sharp, commanding shout later, and Karen's got that deer in the headlights look. Honestly, it's the justice we didn't know we needed, but are absolutely here for. Bravo, Royal Guard. I mean, how entitled do you have to be to think you can stand in the way of the Queen's Guard? Zero kindness, zero patience. Exactly what she deserved. This one takes the cake. We've seen fools mess with the guards themselves, but this guy decides to mess with the guard's horse. Who raised you, man? Like seriously, what was the thought process here?
Vem mais pro lado de cá.
The Royal Guard is already off limits, but the horse? That's just next level idiocy. It's like he looked at the guard and thought, you know what? I'm going to test my luck even further. And what do you know? The guard doesn't even hesitate. With one swift move, the horse's reins are pulled back, and the girl's face goes from smug to terrified faster than you can say, bad decision. This is what we call Darwinism in action, people. You don't mess with a guard, let alone their horse. The moment the guard horse reacted, you could see the regret plastered all over her face. But some people believe they are invincible enough to mock the royal guard. You know, the ones with red coats and bearskin helmets standing outside Buckingham Palace. Yes, those men. However, let me give you some advice. Don't mess with them. For whatever reason, this boy thought that today would be the day to put a royal guard's patience to the test. He approaches a bit too near, maybe believing the guard is just part of the decor, or worse, someone new to make jokes with. But surprise, surprise, the guard abruptly orders him to back off. I bet that took the smile off his face. Tourists tend to forget that these guards are on duty, guarding one of the world's most recognizable palaces. So, show some respect, guys. Let's go on to another famous example of human ignorance. Here's another beauty. This time, it's a youngster who finds it entertaining to march with a queen's guard as if it were a game. The guard's mind must be saying, just keep marching, just keep marching. But the boy doesn't get the hint and continues his prank until he taps the guard on the shoulder. That's a daring move. By which I mean completely foolish.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
The guard maintains his composure, but you can see he's one step away from telling this youngster what's what. Imagine being this kid's mom and understanding your child has narrowly dodged an extremely humiliating and perhaps unpleasant situation. This takes us to the next excellent example of tourist behavior. Let's talk about the horse guards. These gorgeous animals stationed outside Buckingham Palace aren't just for Instagram likes. However, it appears that some tourists are on a mission to tempt fate. They get closer and closer, attempting to get the ideal selfie, or worse, holding the reins like they're going to gallop out into the sunset. Spoiler alert, it never ends nicely. And if you need evidence, simply watch this following video, in which a particularly dumb individual violates all common sense, as well as huge, bold warnings, in order to take a photograph.
Get off the me!
Needless to say, the guard was not amused, nor was the horse. In case you were wondering, yes, there was yelling. And no, the tourist did not take a lovely photo. What's even more remarkable is how many individuals continue to make the same error, completely unaware that they're playing a dangerous game called Will I Get Bitten Today? But hey, who am I to criticize if being chomped on by a horse makes for a good story back home? If you thought that was terrible, consider the tourists, who appear to believe the royal guards are courteous pedestrians who will patiently wait for them to get out of the way. They are not. If a guard is marching and you're in his way, you'll be mowed down. Just ask the boy in the following video who learnt this lesson the hard way. The guard told him to move, but the boy didn't grasp the message in time. What was the result? The guard did precisely what he was trained to do: continue marching. The kid is pushed over, but the guard does not even stop in his tracks. It's a great example of why you should, move when a royal guard orders you to. Speaking of moving, consider how far some individuals will go to make a royal guard smile. The way these visitors try to get a response makes you think they're auditioning for a comedy show. Take, for example, this girl who chose to channel her inner dancing teacher in front of a guard in an attempt to make him laugh. Now, I am all for a good laugh, but this is simply unpleasant to see. The guard, apparently fired up, stomped his foot and went away, perhaps to avoid the temptation to break out laughing, which would cost him $275. Yes, you heard that correctly. A guard's chuckle on the job might lead to his suspension and leave him with less money in his pocket. Once, a girl tried her hardest to make a royal guard laugh by doing an odd dance, and she kept on doing and laughing. The guard got so annoyed that he stamped his feet and walked away. This was a clear sign that she had messed with a guard. These ladies appear to be among the visitors who will do whatever it takes to deliberately interfere with the Royal Guard's duties. The tourist begins to act strange and a little obnoxious by making filthy comments and gesturing in the direction of the camera. They appear to be having a great time, but the guard in the back is not pleased with their games. So, the next time you think your dancing steps are amusing, remember that laughing isn't always the greatest medicine, especially when it costs so much. Let's turn up the danger a little. Picture this. A group of Russian visitors, maybe feeling a little overly brave, decide to test how near they can go to scaling the Buckingham Palace barrier. Not the best idea, is it? The Royal Guard believed so as well. After a couple of strong warnings, which were entirely disregarded by our courageous visitors, the guard did what was necessary. He pulled his SA-80 rifle. Yeah, things have just gotten real.
Мені унесли эту. Тёма. Тёма.
Stay off the back!
You'd think the sight of a pistol aimed at them would wake them up, but they're still laughing, oblivious to the fact that they're one step away from making headlines. They eventually backed off, possibly understanding they had narrowly escaped being shot.
Get back from the Queen's Guard!
The moral of the story is to not test the guards. They're not joking, and they're certainly not scared to show you who's in control. Last but not least, we have the strange instance of the traveler who couldn't resist the pull of a Royal Guard's hat feathers. You know the ones? The soaring, black, fluffy objects that appear to belong in a museum? Well, one visitor thought touching those feathers was a good idea. Spoiler, it was not. He swung around, sword in hand, and gave the tourist a look that likely made her reconsider every life decision that had brought her to this point. And with that, the pleasure was done. No more photographs, no more touching. Just a firm reminder that these guards are not your ordinary Joe. They are there to protect, and they take their duty extremely seriously. So there you have it, a quick rundown of what not to do when seeing a Royal Guard. Sure, testing their limitations may appear amusing, but trust me, maintain your distance, keep your hands to yourself, and, most importantly, keep your senses intact.
Do not touch the King's lifeguard!
This woman thought it was a good idea to take a selfie while touching the guard. Well, it wasn't. The guard lost his temper. He'd had enough nonsense for one day. He turned around with his raised sword and shot the tourist a look that made her rethink every choice she had made in her life up until that point. Now, we know idiots are everywhere, but in this next clip, this guy was competing for first place.
Stop being so goddamn rude! You?
A tourist, in an attempt to make some content for a video, was being incredibly disrespectful by bothering this royal guard with awkward questions and stuffing a microphone in his face. Even though the guards are not allowed to speak to tourists, his actions annoyed other visitors waiting for photos, leading to a heated argument.
Stop being so goddamn rude! You?
The situation quickly turned into a fight, and police had to step in and arrest the wannabe news reporter. This next video, we can see that some people go to extreme limits to try and annoy the guards. Although this guy was having the time of his life, the guard in the back was not enjoying this game. To avoid further disturbance, the Royal Guard decided to leave. This was to avoid being included in the game of this dumb idiot. Meanwhile, a military policeman came and asked the boy to stop playing the game and leave. The Royal Guard returned soon after the prankster left the place. This brings us to the next example of peak tourist behavior.
Get back from the Queen's lifeguard! Do not touch the ring!
As members of the Royal Guard, they should be approached with extreme caution due to their impulsive nature. Nonetheless, it seems that some tourists still can't help but try their luck. They approach closer and closer, trying to capture the perfect selfie, or worse, pretending to ride off into the sunset while gripping the reins. Maybe to get more Instagram likes? Who knows? Well, the only problem with that fantasy is that there is never a happy ending. And if you need more proof, watch the clip.
Step back with wings like that! Not touch the ring!
In this next example, Karen chose to cross the Royal Guard's personal space in an attempt to try their patience. This is typical tourist behavior. In her excitement to take pictures, she neglected to respect personal space. She decided to come extremely close to a guard, as if she were posing with a statue. This was enough to provoke him. He stopped on the ground and gave her a threatening look to remind her of her limits. Let's look at another lady who continued the tradition of disobeying the warning signs. This ignorant lady came too close to the horse to take a photo, despite the clear warning signs that say, "Don't touch the horse." A guard shouted for her to stay away for the first time, but she didn't stop there. In her excitement, she tried to get closer to the horse again, but this time she made the mistake of holding the rein. If you found that perfect example of an epic fail, then wait till you see this next clip. This overconfident couple was trying to feed the horse despite clear signs warning them to stay away from these horses. Initially, the guard tolerated their stupidity. Ultimately, he called the authorities to deal with the man. The police calmly dealt with the man. The man was unhappy with the warning and started arguing with the police. This was a good example of how people behave when you are kind to them. If you allow them, they will always try harder. Maybe that's why in this situation, the Royal Guard didn't have any patience for the tourist who was unknowingly blocking his path. They did laugh it off, as we can see. But thankfully this time, the tourist found the humor in it. He didn't complain as the gentleman from the previous situation. At least this tourist showed some respect toward the Royal Guard and moved as soon as he heard him. However, the same can't be said about this lady.
Guard on the right!
She really tried ignoring the warning. One can only hope that being so cringe is worth the picture. But make no mistake, she isn't the only one who tries this. It happens time and time again.
Do not touch the ring!
The Royal Guards have it tough sometimes. Is it so hard to understand that it's not a petting zoo, and that the guards are there to do just that? Guard their posts, not yell at tourists. Even worse than that is doing the same thing with people. This gentleman never heard of personal space, that's for sure. You can take pictures and have your Facebook and Instagram posts, but do not touch the Royal Guard. I mean, that should be clear by now. Here is a fun fact for you. There are white lines on the floor, which indicate how close you can come to almost everything in the palace. Yet even after someone draws it for them, some people still don't understand. Last but not least, we have the strange instance of the traveler who couldn't resist touching the guard's face.
Do not touch the Queen's Guard!
Many tourists take photos with the guards. It is acceptable if you don't touch them. However, they are not statues placed in a museum. A man took a photo with a royal guard and went on his way. Suddenly, he couldn't control and keep his hands to himself, like many other foolish tourists. He thought he couldn't miss the chance to touch a royal guard, so he did. What was his reward for doing this? Getting his head yelled off by the royal guard. The moral of the story is, don't mess with the royal guard. Even though these guards act like robots, that doesn't mean anyone should treat them disrespectfully. They're on duty, and if you try to mess with them, you might just end up being a clown.
Get back! Bye-bye! Get back from the Queen's Guard!
The British Royal Guards are known for their serious looks, flawless uniforms, and controlled attitude. These soldiers, in charge of defending the nation's most sensitive places, are not here to amuse you. However, some visitors, unaware of this truth, feel they can provoke or taunt the guards without consequences. Spoiler alert, they're wrong. In one silly case, a woman, maybe believing she was the star of her own reality show, stepped straight in front of a royal guard. The guard, remaining professional, sighed in disgust before giving her a strong push. This wasn't a subtle shove, it was a direct message. "You're in my way." She stumbled back, perhaps reconsidering her decision to mess with a man wearing a bearskin cap. Next, we have a tourist who felt it was a good idea to sneak up on a guard's personal space, maybe hoping to strike up a nice conversation. How did the guard react? A single, frightening gaze was all it needed to send the man fleeing, understanding too late that the Queen's Guard isn't looking for new pals. In another crazy incident, a guy, feeling overconfident, continued to enter a guard's zone, hoping to provoke a reaction. The guard, unwavering, shoved the guy away with the accuracy of a trained statue. The crowd behind him presumably questioned whether they were seeing a comedy act, but the guard's unshakable manner made it plain that this was no joke.
I'm not being harmed, it's fun. But he can't do nothing. He can't do...
Listen, he's doing his job. Don't be an idiot.
He can't do nothing.
The ridiculousness does not end there. Another tourist, despite a plainly obvious notice, believed it was a good idea to approach one of the guard's horses. To make matters worse, she grabbed the horse's reins as if it were a normal bicycle. The guard, who had been patient up until now, snapped, shouting at her in a tone that made her wish she had paid more attention to the sign. Next, there's the lady in the yellow outfit who thought a royal guard would be the ideal Instagram prop. She came too close and crossed a line she shouldn't have, and the guard made sure she knew. His outburst frightened her so much that she ran before even capturing the shot she wanted. She learnt the hard way that these guards do not care about your social media posts.
Do not touch the King's Guard.
Then there's the visitor, who believed she would run into the royal guards on their march. It was almost as if she were playing a real-life version of Frogger, except instead of avoiding traffic, she dodged troops. The soldiers barely stopped in their precise formation when they instructed her to make way. She was left unhappy, blocking these trained soldiers.
Bye-bye!
Another visitor, entirely unaware of the King's Guards advancing towards him, was lost in his own world, perhaps thinking about his next binge watch. With his headphones on, he didn't notice the guards until one of them screamed, "Make way!" He was startled and swiftly moved out of the path, learning an important lesson. Stay alert when the King's Guards are on the move. Then there's the group of visitors who decided it was a good idea to sunbathe on the road, completely unaware that the royal guards were about to march directly over them. The soldiers marched by without hesitation, maintaining their strict order and confusing the tourists. They immediately recognized that if the royal guards are on the move, they should get out of the path or risk becoming a human speed bump.
Whoa.
Arrest me, sir.
Another ridiculous incident occurred when a visitor decided it would be funny to do a stupid dance in front of a royal guard. The visitor, maybe expecting to get a laugh from viewers, stepped right into the guard's path and began dancing wildly. The guard was not amused. Without missing a beat, he yelled, "Make way!" and the dancing foreigner froze in mid-movement. The visitor immediately understood this wasn't a game and fled, ashamed by his unsuccessful attempt to entertain.
Oh! Get yourself away! You can't be done that you're done there, no! Do it, man!
We can't forget about the social media junkies. A visitor, anxious to take the ideal selfie with a royal guard, kept getting closer and closer, attempting to get the guard in the picture. Despite the guard's repeated warnings, the tourist ignored all warnings and continued to breach the guard's personal space. Finally, the guard, keeping his cool but plainly fired up, said, "Step back!" The traveller was surprised by the unexpected lesson and almost dropped his phone in astonishment before backing away, recognizing he had crossed the line.
It was built by Henry VIII.
Get back!
Finally, there's the woman who threw her glove at a royal guard and expected him to get it like a trained dog. Of course, the guard didn't do that. She waited there, waiting in vain for a response, until a palace staffer returned her glove, most likely explaining that the guard's job is to safeguard the nation, not play fetch. This was perhaps the moment she learned that royal guards aren't simply for show. They're real soldiers with real responsibilities.
Righteous soldier who serves his country and he deserves the treatment and a little bit of respect. Throwing your gloves at him isn't going to work, is it really?
The Royal Guards are more than simply a part of Britain's rich past. They are active defenders who should be respected. These events serve as a reminder that, while it may be tempting to test their patience, it is always better to maintain your distance and show appropriate respect. After all, you don't want to be the next person who learns this the hard way.
Get back! Step back!
But hey, they're not always that strict. Even the harsh royal guards can't help but smile. Despite their image as rigid, there are times when a tourist's antics or an unforeseen event are simply too hilarious to resist. Whether it's a foolish child mimicking their march or an amusing outfit that takes them off guard, these fleeting moments of entertainment show that, underneath those serious expressions, they are still people. While they don't frequently break character, when they do, it serves as a reminder that even the most disciplined troops have a sense of humor.
I know him. He was never talkative. I remember in school, he used to sit by himself and read books. I was just this guy fooling around and having fun. He was just reading. You would ask him questions, you would answer with.
Get back!
That guard looked like he was about to explode any second. You could just see the anger bubbling up, like he was struggling to keep it all in.
This is your maximum distance.
But if you thought that was intense, just wait until you see what happens next. It's going to take things to a whole new level. The way the guard moved, that's danger right there. And trust me, the next one's even more heated. He really pushed the guard's patience to the absolute limit, testing how much more the poor guy could take before snapping.
Thank you. Now the bollards all the way back. Look behind as well, that's it. Now the bollards.
But if you thought that was bad, just wait. The next guy takes things to a whole new level, making everything before look like child's play.
Get off the range!
The guard's glare was so intense, it was enough to make anyone think twice and back off immediately, like he could pierce right through you with just a look. And just wait until you see the next meltdown. It's even worse, and it's gonna blow everything that happened before completely out of the water.
No, realistic. I was going to say Henry! We're running out of Alex! Oh, we're getting a show. Oh, wait. Mary! Franklin! Oh, James. James with the night. James the second. Oh, James. James William the eighth. William the ninth. 9.4. No, we need to figure
Montgomery.
Montgomery. I said a fossil map, just goes back. Also, is it meant to be open? We don't run any trouble.
That was no joke. And if you thought that was rough, just wait until you see what's coming up next. It's going to be even crazier and way more intense.
Don't on the right!
The guard was absolutely not having it. He was straight up furious, like he was ready to explode. But just wait, because the next one gets even more wild and unpredictable. You definitely don't want to mess with him. He's the kind of guy who means serious business, and crossing him would be a huge mistake. This person really should have seen that coming. It was so obvious, and now they're paying the price for ignoring all the warning signs. But trust me, the next guy completely loses it. He goes way over the edge, and it's even more chaotic than you can imagine. When the guard stepped forward, you could feel the tension in the air rise. Everyone knew something serious was about to go down. And just wait until you see the next outburst. It's even crazier, and will completely blow your mind with how out of control things get.
It's got the reins.
Get your hands off the bait! Get off the bait!
He warned him. He warned him.
This person tried pushing his luck, but that guard wasn't having any of it. And the next one, let's just say it escalates real fast.
Go! Come in! Come in! Everyone keep horsing. These motherfuckers are scumbags. I've been to what kind of those.
Wow, That guard completely snapped. It was like all his restraint vanished in an instant, and he just lost it. But if you think that was intense, just wait for the next blow-up. One wrong move and the guard went off, and the next moment, it's even more heated.
Okay, mind that way, guys. Okay, you guys.
So why do fools keep testing their luck?
It's funny, he can't do nothing. Wait for the Queen's Guard! Mike, wait for the Queen's Guard! I'm not being harmed, just, it's fun. But he can't do nothing, he can't do...
Listen, he's doing his job, don't be an idiot.
He can't do nothing.
First up, we've got Mike, and let me tell you, Mike might be the type who waits for the Queen's go, but no one's waiting for Mike's go at common sense. The number of times people like him test their luck with the Royal Guards is beyond me. It's like watching someone poke a bear and then act surprised when the bear growls.
Mike, wait for the Queen's Guard!
You'd think by now people would realize that if you're gonna mess around with the guards, you're just setting yourself up for a verbal beatdown. Mike, how many times do you need to see someone cross the line before you get it? These guys aren't here for your amusement.
What? What you say? Wait for the Queen's Guard!
But no, Mike just had to push it, probably thinking he's the star of some reality TV prank show. The guard moves in like a silent storm. You can almost hear the internal panic in Mike's head.
Move what? Go on, stamp one more time. Go on, do it. Stamp one more time, go on. Stamp. Waste man. Huh? Go on. Wait for the Queen's Guard! We wait for the Queen's Guard. Say it to me one more time. Hey. Wait for the Queen's Guard!
Sorry, Mike. But once you hear that shout and see that look, it's game over. What did you expect, buddy? A pat on the back for your idiocy?
Hey! Il était bien. Merci Franck. Merci. C'était trop bien. That was really hilarious.
You know the type. He walks up to the Queen's Guard like he's starring in some low-budget comedy sketch. He's got that swagger, that misplaced confidence, thinking he's about to make viral content.
Hey!
What he doesn't realize is that the guard is about to write him a reality check in all caps. The dude's over here buzzing around the guard like a fly, and the guard's just trying to stay professional, all stoic and composed. But here's the thing, everyone's got a limit, even a royal guard. And when the guard finally moves, oh man, it's glorious. You can practically see the shift in this guy's face from, haha, look at me, I'm funny, to, oh crap, this isn't a game. It's like the guard has a built-in fool detector that's been turned to max volume. It's the moment when the main character realizes he's not actually the main character. He's the fool in someone else's story. Pro tip: don't try to steal the spotlight from a guy whose job it is to stand still and ignore your nonsense. It's not gonna end well. The guard's shout hits like a thunderbolt, and just like that, our self-proclaimed star is left realizing he's about as relevant as a one-hit wonder.
Coming down, Derek. Come on.
Karens of the world, always popping up where they don't belong, like a bad sequel no one asked for. This one's treating the Royal Guard like a theme park attraction, as if they're there just to amuse her. So here she comes, probably thinking, oh, I'll get a cute picture with the guard. But the guard is thinking, lady, I'm not here for your Instagram feed. And let me tell you, when the guard steps forward with that intense stare, you just know Karen's about to get served a hot plate of humble pie.
Big man. Thank you very much.
You can almost hear her inner monologue screaming, wait, this isn't how it's supposed to go. But that's the thing, Karen. It's not about what you want. The Royal Guard isn't Disneyland security. They're not going to let you mess around, block their path, or, God forbid, try to touch them. One sharp, commanding shout later, and Karen's got that deer in the headlights look. Honestly, it's the justice we didn't know we needed, but are absolutely here for. Bravo, Royal Guard. I mean, how entitled do you have to be to think you can stand in the way of the Queen's Guard? Zero kindness, zero patience. Exactly what she deserved. This one takes the cake. We've seen fools mess with the guards themselves, but this girl, this guy decides to mess with the guard's horse. Who raised you, man? Like seriously, what was the thought process here?
Vem mais pro lado de cá.
The Royal Guard is already off limits, but the horse, that's just next level idiocy. It's like he looked at the guard and thought, you know what? I'm going to test my luck even further. And what do you know? The guard doesn't even hesitate. With one swift move, the horse's reins are pulled back, and the girl's face goes from smug to terrified faster than you can say, bad decision. This is what we call Darwinism in action, people. You don't mess with a guard, let alone their horse. The moment the guard horse reacted, you could see the regret plastered all over her face. Honestly, it was poetic. The fool tried to be bold, and the guard swiftly reminded her that there's no room for stupidity when you're dealing with history, tradition, and, oh yeah, an actual horse trained for ceremonial duties.
Where's the King's Guard?
From intense stare-downs to full-on confrontations, it's one heated moment after another. That guard didn't even flinch, just straight up owned that person. But if you thought that was rough, wait till you see what this next fool does.
Do not touch the King's Guard!
He really thought he could mess around. The guard had zero patience for that. If you though this was bad, this next person gets it even worse. That guard showed no mercy. But hang on, there's more to it. This isn't the only dummy in town.
Oh, there's
If you're going to act stupid, the guard is surely going to call you out for it. Wait till you see the next one though, it's even crazier.
Listen, he's doing his job, don't be an idiot.
You can't do nothing.
Dude thought he was being slick, trying to outsmart the guard, but the guard didn't even blink before putting him right back in his place. It was like the guard saw it coming a mile away. And trust me, the next moment is even more brutal. You won't believe what happens next. This dummy just found out why you don't mess with a royal guard. If you thought that was bad, the next one's pure chaos.
Step back, Red Wings lifeguard! Not touch the ring!
The guard didn't even give him a second chance. No mercy at all. And wait till you see what happens next. It's even more savage.
Do not touch the King's lifeguard!
He thought he could get away with that. Not a chance. Speaking of dumb moves, watch this. The guard was absolutely stone cold, didn't even flinch. That woman didn't stand a chance and got shut down so fast. But wait, it gets even better because the next fool takes it even further, and the guard's reaction is priceless. That woman didn't stand a chance. The guard didn't even hesitate. But just wait till you see what happens next. You'll be on the edge of your seat. One wrong move, and that guard let the horse loose on her. You think that was bad? But things are about to get wild with the next clown who thought they could pull a fast one. That guard didn't even hesitate. But if you think that was harsh, the next fool practically begs for trouble, and gets it big time. Instant regret hit hard. The guard was completely done playing games, and didn't hesitate to put them in their place. But hold on, because the next one takes things to a whole new level.
Get back!
They were all crowding around and the guard couldn't stop himself. And trust me, the next guy is about to learn that lesson the hard way.
He's got my, help me, he's got my arm.
This person thought they could outsmart a royal guard. Big mistake. But if you think that was bad, just wait till you see the next one.
Get off the ring!
A peça nós já conhece, ela pode.
Trying to test a guard's patience never ends well, and this is proof. And trust me, the next one's even worse.
Get off the ring!
They really thought the guard would just let that slide? Nope, instant karma. What happens next? Let's just say, the next move gets shut down in epic fashion.
Get off the ring!
One wrong move, and the guard wasted no time putting them in their place. It happened so fast. If you thought that was bad, just wait, because the next person really takes it up a notch and gets exactly what's coming to them.
Get off the ring!
It's almost like they were asking for it. The guard didn't hold back, but the next one's reaction is even wilder.
Get off the ring!
The way they got shut down so quickly is almost too funny. Just wait till you see the next one. It's going to make you cringe with second-hand embarrassment. They tried to act all entitled, but the guard wasn't having any of it. But don't blink. The next person's takedown is lightning fast and brutal.